long time.
Hi, I'm Rufus. Bingo! Thank you, Ringo. That's bingo. Whatever, I'm Diva, and I'm looking at the wrong camera. Number 2. I don't have to go. That's camera. Number 2.
The puppies present Incredible Animal Tales.
If only you let me in, Lord, I know we could fly.
Hosted by True,
Tell me you love me,
Diva,
tell me you care.
Squidgy, Rufus, and Bingo.
You'll always be there to me.
Tonight on The Puppies Present Incredible Animal Tales, a dog saves his family from a fire. Some pigs that are afraid of mud. Cows rescue their farmer from a raging bull. A man who kisses lizards. And the puppies even interview a two-legger.
Of course you can host a show like this. You just have to believe in yourself. Have confidence. Easy for you to say. You're such a golden boy. How do I do that? By getting in touch with your inner beagle. I'm cute enough, I'm cuddly enough, and gosh darn it, I can lick myself. Feel better? Let her rip. Tonight's first story is amazing, so watch it.
Polar bears are extremely dangerous. They're the only animal known to actively hunt man as a source of food. So it's no wonder that Aggie is the only known polar bear trained specifically to work in the movies.
I bears for 25 years, and it's a challenge to work a polar bear.
She belongs to animal trainer Mark Dumas.
A polar bear in the wild eats meat, and we're meat. And there's only a few sources of meat in the Arctic. One seals, and the other are people. So they're very powerful, and they're very dangerous.
But in spite of the danger, Mark Dumas wanted nothing more than to bring such a wild beast into his own home. Dawn Dumas is Mark's wife.
Mark's relationship with Aggie is probably more personal than any other animal I've seen him have. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a father with his daughter.
Mark got Aggie just a little over 3 years ago from a zoo in Sweden. She was just 8 weeks old.
It was such an emotional high to go pick her up and to get her that I wasn't sleeping that well, and it was like I'm looking at this little creature going, oh my gosh, I really have a polar bear here.
Polar bear mothers complete care of the cubs for at least 2 years.
The babies are not as independent as other bears. They're very dependent. So she would cry through the evening. Cry, 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 cry.
And many a time I'd have to go down there and just end up falling asleep after feeding her.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Okay. All right.
Aggie got her first acting job in the movie Alaska when she was still just a cub.
It's a polar bear.
Now Aggie is 3 years old. She weighs more than 400 pounds, and she's still learning new tricks.
Feet up. Feet up. Put your feet up here. Feet up. Good. Good girl. Oh, good girl. Yes. Yes. Good girl.
Aggie normally eats 2 whole chickens, dog food, and some fruit.
When we're working her, she really likes chocolate.
Aggie's veterinarian, Dr. Ken McQuiston.
He can go in there and he can do just about anything because he knows her limits, but he also has this ability to back off and know when,
In the water, she's like a shark, and I've spent 3 years in the water with her and teaching her control.
You want to play?
Surprisingly, Aggie's not the only bear in Mark's extended family.
He's a 6-year-old Kodiak grizzly. Weighs around 1,300 pounds and stands however tall he stands.
Gentle.
Mark says the two bears don't get along, so they can't be together. But Aggie isn't completely alone. Every child needs a pet, so from the time Aggie was a cub, she's had her own pet dog, Schroeder.
Aggie likes Schroeder. He loves to jump on her and play around with her. She really respects him, and he respects her. He will tell her to leave things alone, and she actually does.
The differences with this animal was was his dream. And I didn't realize how badly it was his dream until she came along, and he said, this is every one.
Polar live roughly from 25 to 30 years, so it is a commitment at my age. It's a lifelong commitment. I mean, we'll both retire together, he and I.
That was great, if you like show-offs. Our next story is about a real, genuine hero. The kind of animal I'd be proud to have as a pet, if I was a pet person.
It's Christmas Eve when the stray had been on the road for weeks. But when he saw the Carlson house in Granite Falls, Washington, something told him he'd found home. Howard and Fern Carlson lived there with their daughter Pearl.
He looked like he had been beat and was dying for attention.
Can we keep him?
Fern didn't have the heart to get rid of him, so they kept him and named him King.
I have been around all my life. I don't think we ever had one that was as intelligent as he was.
The Carlsons knew they had rescued a special dog, but they didn't know how special. A few years later, when on Christmas Eve, King got a chance to return the favor.
I'm 14 years old. I still remember everything that happened that night. I think it will always be in my mind.
As the Carlsons slept, an electrical fire began to spread through the walls of their... King knew immediately that his family was in terrible danger.
King was in the rec room that night. He could have went out through the glass doors, because he could open those with his nose anytime he wanted to.
But King didn't leave the burning house. He knew his family needed him, but a house full of smoke and a wooden door stood there. It didn't stop King. He started to chew right through the door.
I couldn't believe at first that King had tore down the door. It was just unbelievable.
Halfway through the door, King ran quickly through the thick smoke to young Pearl's room.
I was sleeping. King kept sniffing at my neck and kind of tugging on my arm. And I couldn't figure out what he was doing, why he was doing that. And that's when I seen the fire.
The first thing I knew as Pearl comes running into our room, yelling, there's a fire. I told Howard, I'll get Pearl. You just get out, because he had a lung condition. And so I went after Pearl, I got her, and we went back to her bedroom when we both went out her bedroom window.
It was just unbelievable. It was just like it was a dream, just a bad dream.
And I tried to get King out, and he would come to the window and whine, and then he'd turn and run back. And I couldn't figure out why he wasn't coming on out.
But King knew why.
And that's when we went back to my window, and that's when we seen my dad.
When we realized that Howard wasn't outside, I think that was the most frightening of the whole thing, that he was still in there somewhere. Finally, I told Pearl, you stop, I'm going back in. Grabbed King as I went through the window. I stopped. King will take me to King will fight. I knew I couldn't see nothing. But I think I just depended on him to find it.
Overcome by the smoke, Howard had collapsed and was unable to get out of the house. King knew exactly what needed to be done.
I tried to get him up, and I couldn't. Not by myself. But he got one arm around me and one around King. And between us, we half drug him to the window.
As the fire roared through the house, Fern got Howard out of the window just in time.
I looked through the window. King! And the fire had fell through the ceiling and was flat on our bed. We were literally minutes away from being that coming right down on top of us.
I believe from the bottom of my heart that none of us be here today if it hadn't been for King. He was a hero.
And what about King? Not until he knew his family was completely safe did he jump out the window.
It was probably a couple hours before we realized how badly King was burned. His paws was burned. I wouldn't have believed he had run through fire. No way.
He could have went out. Instead, he clawed through that door and chewed his way through it. Rescued all of us. It's amazing.
The Carlsons' house was destroyed, but Fern, Howard, Pearl, and King all survived. King lived 13 years longer, but in 1995, he passed away.
It was just like losing a member of your family. You just lost a child.
We'll never forget King. Never. Well, miracle dog. You know, never forget him. If it wasn't for King. He's one of a kind. Real hero.
King was truly a great dog, worthy of being on a Dog Walk of Fame. Tonight, we honor King by awarding him the Puppy's Certificate of Merit. Old friend, we'll miss you. And now, a guy who's a loony for lizards.
My name is Henry Lizard Lover. I wasn't born with that name, but I changed it a few years ago. I wanted to show my love and dedication for the lizards. There are many, many kind of lizards. I just wanted one just as a simple pet. And within a year, I had a house full of about 40 various lizards. The males are very egotistical. They walk around, they're bobbing their heads, shaking their heads, showing off all the time, telling me they're like the real man of the house, and that's okay, I don't mind. Let them feel like a real man. These positions that I put them in, unless it's comfortable, they won't stay like that. I could never say what they're thinking. I hope they're thinking good, peaceful thoughts. These two twin babies came out of this mother tree skink, and I can put them on me right here, and I'm wearing a family. How often does somebody get to wear a family? On the birthday of some of my favorite iguanas, one of them I give him birthday cake every birthday. Another one, I'll feed him some pizza or spaghetti. My family thinks I'm kind of a weirdo. No one in my family likes the lizards. Good boy. People are always wondering if I could have girlfriends with all these lizards, but actually, women love these lizards. I mean, it's like driving a red Ferrari. Hey, baby.
Back to the lifestyles of the cute and furry.
Hey, you've got the wrong show. Whatever you say. I just like part of this show, even if it is just a small part.
Ah, Squeaky. Remember what Shakespeare said?
Alas, poor Yorkie.
Oh, roll it, boys.
Everyone knows what happens when a dog sees a cat. In an instant, man's best friend becomes cat's worst enemy. But there's one dog that not only loves cats, She actually rescues them. Here's Ginny of Long Beach, New York. She goes out and saves the most sick and wounded. She even takes them home and takes care of them. She's almost like a mother to an entire house full of stray cats who see Ginny as a friend. Ginny's doctor, Louis Gelfand, says he's never seen a dog like Ginny.
Cats are normally afraid of dogs. There's something about Ginny that they're not afraid of.
Ginny's amazing talents were discovered by accident, because of an accident. Her master, Philip Gonzalez, was a worker on some of New York's tallest buildings, until one day he was badly hurt on the job, with a damaged arm and a broken skull. Since he couldn't work anymore, Philip had nothing to do, so he never left his apartment.
I was in a complete depression. I was really depressed. I mean, I lost the use of my right arm. My friend Sheila suggested that I go to the shelter and adopt a dog.
He knew he had to get exercise, so I pleaded with him to go to the shelter. And it's time to get a dog so that he'd be forced to be walking around the block.
Philip finally agreed to go to the shelter.
Philip wanted a really macho-looking kind of dog, and Ginny was by absolutely no means, not even close to even looking like a whole dog. But she really picked him. She licked him, she kissed him.
I looked into her eyes, and she, like, hypnotized me. I says, okay, you're my dog. I'm taking you home.
It turned out that Ginny had the same effect on cats. One day, on one of their morning walks, Ginny ran into an empty building in their neighborhood.
Ginny runs in there, and she comes out with a cat in her mouth, a kitten. And at first, I thought she bit the kitten or something like that. So I went back with Ginny, and we called a taxi, and we took the kitten to the vet.
The vet told them the cat might always have trouble walking, so they named her Topsy. She became one of the first cats rescued by Ginny and Philip.
Philip generally brings in between 2 and 4 cats a week.
And I said, this is Atlas? That's who it is. And where did you get Atlas from? Got him by the shelter area, picked him up. I think he's burned underneath the belly.
Ginny personally seems to go out and pull out the disabled and the injured and the traumatized, and there's been a lot of them.
It looks like a burn, Philip. See the scar tissue?
If Philip and Ginny do not take care of these cats, an awful lot of these cats will have died.
After Dr. Gelfand treats the cats, the most wounded often end up at home with Phil and Ginny. There's a deaf cat named Madden, who they got from the pound. And Revlon, a stray cat who only has one eye.
Hi, Ginny. Ginny, could you come here?
Their last rescue happened a week ago, when Ginny found an abandoned kitten that was only a few hours old.
That cat is now in the house, 10 days old, and thinks that Ginny's the mommy.
Because of Ginny, Phil has found a new purpose in life. And even though he can't work because of his injuries, he somehow finds the money to help all the cats. Ginny still loves and takes care of all the animals she's rescued. And out of all the creatures she's saved, none loves her more than the first one, Philip Gonzalez, the man who brought her home from the pound.
I was Ginny's first true rescue, besides the cats. She rescued me. But I'm gonna carry on her work. I'm gonna do it till the day I die.
Wasn't that just great? You liked it too? Huh? Yeah. Our next story is great, I think. Hey, where's my script? I had one, but my dog ate it. So just watch.
Come on, Joe. Nap off you. Go on. Oi. That's my finger. I just like animals. Hey, pig. Or pig. I look after mine because I love them, like, you know. As simple as that.
This country was once called the Kingdom of Wales. With green hills and ancient castles, the Welsh countryside looks like it comes right out of a fairy tale. This is where Donald Mottram and his family have their farm. This is where Donald's cows saved his life.
We've reared most of them from calves, and they bond to you. I know people say cattle don't, but they do. They've got feelings the same as anyone else. And I've seen cows cry. Now people say that's rubbish, but it's not, it is fact. I've seen it happen.
Carrie is Donald's wife.
I know the local people, the Welsh people, think we're a little bit strange because we do go down and talk to the animals. We don't even eat our own meat. I know that sounds silly, but people laugh at us, but we can't. It's just one of those things.
My philosophy in life is what goes around comes around. Or as the Bible says, as you sow, so you reap. And I think, you know, you treat animals nicely, you get a reward.
The reward was that Donald's cows came to his rescue. When Donald rode into the pasture to check on a sick calf, he made sure his bull was very far away. Donald was so worried about the calf, he never heard the angry bull charging across the field straight at him.
I felt a horrendous bang in my back. The bull came on top of me and started trampling me. He wasn't goring, he had no horns. He was just stamping on me with his feet. I then lost conscious.
When Donald finally woke up, he saw an amazing sight.
All the cattle were circling around me, and the bull was on the outside, and I can hear him romping and ranting and raving, and I could hear her thumps.
Led by a cow named Daisy, the herd was actually putting their own bodies between Donald and the bull who wanted to kill him.
And I can only assume, you know, that they were circling me because I wasn't moving to protect me. And then the bull came in, and one Welsh black cow in particular, he hit her so hard in the side, all her major organs inside ruptured.
To get away from the bull, Donald dragged himself out of the pasture inch by inch. The cows moved with him, protecting him all the way. Kit Evans was the first doctor who took care of Donald that day.
I think he's quite lucky to be alive. You don't really associate cows with being thinking animals, really. Now, why they actually did that, it's really odd. I've never heard of it before, have you?
What was amazing was that Donald's cows not only didn't run away from the crazed bull, 3 of them actually died protecting him. But Donald's son, Lee, wasn't surprised.
I'm not surprised that the herd saved him because of the relationship he's got with his cows, really. He's an animal person. He's one of these people, he can walk into a field and the animals come up to him. He is, well, Dr. Dolittle in a way, I suppose. Like when I had to be put down not long ago and I see my dad cry because he was losing a good friend. He's had some of these cows 10, 15 years, like, and they're as close to him as anything. And when he loses one, it's like losing one of the family.
I cried for ages with poor old Daisy. We tried keeping her alive, and the old vet was banging drugs into her, you know. But I was trying to keep her alive for me, not for her. So I had her injected and put down. I'm sorry, honest. Big old tough farmer, too. Loves his animals.
And they really love him.
Welcome to Biteline. I'm True. Let's welcome someone who has made the world a better place to sleep, circle, and sniff. The American Humane Association's 1998 Be Kind to Animals kid, Jordan Ross. After surgery on his severely curved spine last year, doctors told 8-year-old Jordan Ross of Fort Worth, Texas, he probably won't grow very tall. His mother, Shannon.
It doesn't really seem to bother him, he said, because I can come down here to the barn and the animals, if I love them, they love me. They don't care if I'm fast or not. And they don't care if I'm tall or not.
And because an immune disorder has kept Jordan apart from other kids a lot, animals have kept him company.
He'll be in his own little world down at the barn, and he won't think about hospitals or having blood taken, things he hates.
Shannon nominated her son after reading about the Humane Association contest in her local paper.
And on the Today section was a thing saying, do you know a kid who loves animals? I thought, yes, I do.
is my tree house. And sometimes I go down to my secret place down at the creek to go see if there's any hurt animals. Jordan looks for hurt animals so he can nurse them back to health. This is Megan, and Timmy chewed half of her ear off. This is Timmy. It's okay, Megan, you're doing good. He even helped an injured butterfly who waited around long enough to let Jordan take this prize-winning photograph. That's one of the butterflies that I kept because it was hurt, and then I let it free when it got better.
He's had several animals die in his arms, literally. He's just different. You know, he has a lot of compassion. It might be from all that he's been through.
It's easy to see why the American Humane Association names Jordan Ross the 1998 Be Kind to Animals Kid. I think animals relate to me so well because I'm really nice to them and I never try to hurt them. So that makes them like me and I like them. Hi, Jordan. Welcome. Hi, Troop. Thanks for having me. Jordan, tell me how you felt when you won the contest. I felt great and I screamed, I won, Mommy, and I started dancing. So what do you do with all the animals you find? If I find a hurt animal, I bring it home and help it. Then when it's well enough to go out in the wild, I set it free. Of all the animals you've rescued, which one means the most to you? It's a squirrel that fell out of the tree because it was a little baby squirrel without a mom, and it was lost and it broke its leg. You're a great friend to animals, Jordan. How do you feel about golden retriever puppies? Well, I like to hug them. All right. Tell me, do you like bugs? Because that's what our next story is about. I love bugs. Out of my way, Puffball. Your next squirrely. Sorry, I don't slide.
Come on, pigs! Piggies! It's a picture perfect day in the hills of West Virginia. And these are the lucky pot-bellied pigs who found the pig sanctuary, where a pig can be a pig, a place where everybody knows their name.
This is Calf, Pork Chop, Daffy, Mamma Jamma Wilbur, Cowboy Wilbur, Little Missy, who is also known as Corona Pig.
Dale Riffle and Jim Brewer were working in offices in Washington, D.C. when they rescued their first pig, Rufus.
Pigs coming through my legs and everything.
A bunch of college kids thought Rufus would make a great house pet. After just a week, they called Dale. The pig was driving them nuts.
And we brought the pig home, and our intent was to keep the pig for a couple of months till we could find him a good home. We started checking what happens to these pigs that people think are going to be 30-pound house pets, and they're really not. And we found that a lot of them were going to slaughterhouses and being dumped alongside country roads, so we decided somebody needs to do something. Why not us?
That was 7 years and 210 pigs ago. Now they run the pig sanctuary full-time.
Sydney, Ophelia, Fat Albert, Sam the Raisin Man. Well, when he does a little foot thing, he's saying hi. Say hi? That's a good hi. I'm the one that brings them into the sanctuary when they're in a bad situation and nurses them back to health or teaches them how to be a pig and introduces them to other pigs.
How could a pig not know how to be a pig? Well, most have been kept inside, alone, all of their lives.
I've had pigs who were afraid of mud. I've had pigs who come in here who have never seen grass before, and they won't walk on the grass. They're terrified of it.
Come on. Take the case of Casey, who arrived by car with his owner, and then refused to get out.
So then the owner said to me, he's not used to walking on the ground, he's used to walking on carpet. And he said to me, he's not a pig, he's a prince. To get Casey to walk on the grass, we literally had to make a trail of blankets in the yard, like a runway, leading out of the car into the yard, and said, come on, Casey. And Casey jumped out of the car and onto the blankets. He finally took that step and stepped off the blanket into the grass, and that was his first step towards becoming a real pig.
And it worked! Yay! At the pig sanctuary, only the people have a cage.
We have one room that's just for people and no animals go into that room. People think that they're fat, dirty, sloppy, smelly animals, and they're really not. They have the brain capacity of a 2 to 4 year old child. So it's kind of like living with a lot of kids. Come on, pigs! They appreciate everything you do, especially when you feed them. The best thing about pigs is they make wonderful pillows.
Perhaps what Dale and Jim like most about creating such a pig-perfect place is just lying around on a golden afternoon with some pot-bellied pigs who lived and went to heaven.
Good kid. Come on, pig! Come on, biscuit! Sarsaparilla! Come on!
Now's the time we've all been waiting for. Our first celebrity guest is a true fox. I don't work with foxes. Not that kind of fox. A human fox.
Oh, thank you, Mango.
She's the hottest model on the internet. And, get this, she was just named one of the world's 50 most beautiful people by People magazine.
She's even started acting. She's been in 2 movies, Austin Powers and a new one called Chairman of the Board. Here's Cindy Margolis.
Hi.
Hi.
Calm down.
I am so thrilled to be here, and you're all so cute.
Hi, Cindy.
Now, is there a puppy here who's calm enough and professional enough to ask me a question?
Me, I can do it.
Hey, look over there. It's an old leather shoe covered with liver and table scraps.
She say old leather shoe covered with liver.
My first interview. Gotta be brave. Gotta look tough. What would Xena the warrior princess do? Well, here goes nothing. Is this on?
So what do you want to know? What's my next movie? When's my next calendar coming out? How often I change my website? Oh, I know. How about what's my favorite beef byproduct? Or if I'll share my website with a certain small but talented Yorkie.
So, my question is, what was it like to work with Mike Myers? Bow wow!
Mike Myers is so hilarious. I had the best time. It was my first movie, and to get to work on a comedy, I think I was pretty lucky.
What's your favorite